Oh, goodness. Oh, it's blue. Hi, blue. The prodigal son returns. Yes, it's thick as soup over here, and Sparky's got to work in the morning, so he is retired, and I figured I'd give it one more college try and hang out and see what happens, because I'm just uh, natty de-escalating. No, natty. I'm drinking until I sleep. Trying to be clever, but that's obviously not in the cards tonight. So what are you busy doing? I mean, not like you owe me an explanation. I'm just kind of curious. Would you like to share what you've been busy with? Yeah. You got any positive things you're looking forward to on the horizon of your life? I hope so. I have a lot of mild positive things. You know, like it's the little things in life you treasure. When you get enough of them, they do add up. Luckily, I've gotten quite a few of those recently. It's been a very interesting, if unorthodox, summer so far. We're definitely in summer because I'm still sweating. Yeah, yeah. But it's been quiet overall today. Like I've had a few. Benito was in this morning. Their baby be born in a couple months. Wow, you have been busy. uh, just been getting things ready, taking care of everyone. Busy season at work. Well, candle burning at both ends. I hear that, but that also shows strength of character. I mean, sometimes you got to double down in order to make things work, especially with offspring on the way. Good for you. That's something I regret not actually having a child when I was youthful. I mean, it's possible I might still have one, but it's very unlikely. So, no DNA off this branch. But at the same time, that's a lot of responsibility and it's a lot of work and it's a lot of worry that goes with it because you start caring about something more than yourself. So, tip my hat, you know what I mean? I respect the effort. I guess you could say I'm jealous of the genealogy. I'm not jealous of the work though. Because you know, even like with owning dogs, like it's like you love them and you try to protect even the neighbors' dogs. Like I came driving in, and the dog was luckily I'm alert, but the dog was off the leash and walks right in front of the car, and I'm like, Jesus, don't do that. Well, I imagine, especially when they start using your cadences, like when they start talking and using your own phrases back at you. Like I had that with the pseudo stepchild, and that aspect I really liked, where they would you'd hear some of what you give to them back, and that was really rewarding. But unfortunately, nurture only works so far against nature, and DNA wins out. So I'll do one if it's my DNA, but I'm not doing anyone else's DNA again. It had its rewards, but it had a lot of drawbacks. That and there's no real biological connection, so it kind of invalidates. It was invalidated by the betrayal of the mom, really, and then later invalidated because, well, she's got her mom's DNA and that's pretty similar to herself. But I'm glad you found a little success with that. Just because I can't have happiness on that front doesn't mean that I think other people shouldn't. Um, And you're working hard. You're burning the candle at both ends. That deserves respect, and I hope the people in your life respect you for that. Nothing, nothing more frustrating when you're working really hard and people are just like, yeah, so? They take it for granted. But I also get I get the sense that you're pretty clever too. So you've probably got this all wrapped up. As much as anyone can have life going. And that's important. And I'm glad because in a lot of cases, it's not equal that way. It's nice to be appreciated for the work that you put in. It's very easy for people to fall into a place where it's you just take it for granted. Like you can kind of get it when they're kids because I took my parents for granted. When I was young, I didn't realize how good they were and how good I had it. But now that I'm older, that like I'm constantly lauding my mother because she did such a good job. And she did such a good job because I didn't kill anybody. I very easily could have. I chose the high road. I chose peace. I chose mercy. And that's due to my mother. Oh. And I'm sure my father would have counseled mercy, but he was my father used to throw golf clubs. He'd miss a shot and really pissed off. He chucked the club and everyone around would he'd laugh at him, very afraid of him because he was flipping out. He was a very emotional dude, which is excellent for storytelling, but a little harder to live with. You know what I mean? And he was brilliant, but that brilliance had its counterpoint in his personality, which I'm sure ended his life early because he was very, very high strung. But he got an awful lot done. He was very ambitious. And he worked really hard. So I'm glad you're appreciated. You deserve to be, especially if you're working that hard. I so I. This is why I never keep score at golf. I approach golf with a mindset of his bowling scores. Like the higher I can get, the better I've done. I used to play with my mother. I don't play anymore. It's an expensive sport too. Uh, but I used to play with my father, and he used to laugh at me so hard because I would always hook the ball. I wasn't terribly good at it, but I was good at adapting to my own failings. So whenever I was teeing up, I was essentially 45 degrees and then swinging because I was compensating for the hook and I'd actually landed on the fairway. But it was because my swing was so terrible that I'm slicing balls like it was a skill. And in that particular case, it actually was a skill. It was like, how are you even doing this? It was ridiculous. And then I stopped playing golf, A, because it was too expensive. But the last game I played was with my brother, and we had a golf cart. And so I'd be up to make the swing, and as I'd go back and I just about to bring the club down, he put his foot on the pedal of the golf cart, and I jumped. The best. And when I was younger, I had a hotter temper. And I was like, we finished that hole, and then I was done. I'm like, all right, we're done. He still plays, and I'm sure he's much better. I like the scenery, but the hitting the little ball. I think it'd be fun if you played golf with hand grenades, and it was like a 1v1 sport. Like you put some stakes in there. You know, you take out the pin, you got to swing real quick, hit that grenade towards the other opponent who's at the other flag. Kind of like horseshoes and hand grenades, but just hand grenades and golf clubs.
It's the edge of the Ken show. And I suppose it was just not the foot. That
The scenery and the walk. It is a good pretext to be outside, and certainly everyone in my family brings a flask with them. Like, I got a nice flask to get another. Oh, and all right, and I can have a good time maybe for 9, and I can get through 18 if I'm in a good mood. All right, that's fine. My mom did like 27 the other day. Like, she's psychotic. Occasionally, the networking calls being passable at the store. My dad used to say that it was that golf was essential for networking in order to get business contracts for his business. Saturday morning, 9-hole. That's probably the best. Depends how busy it is. I imagine Saturday mornings would be pretty busy. That it is. See? And he was right. He tried sending me to like little rich kid school, but I didn't want to go. And now I look back on it and I'm like, boy, I could have met some. I'm not really a business guy though. Still, I'm like, I like the art part of it. I'm not good at making money. I'm not a spendthrift, but I'm just like, Like my next big investment is going to be I'm making a bunch of T-shirts. Oh, I started telling the story. I don't think I finished it. Toby uh, became the first member to the channel, and I'd forgot that I'd setting it up. We were in the middle of a stream, and all of a sudden his name changed, and I'm like, "Why is your name a different color? And what happened?" It's different than with like you do a super chat. You give you $2 and you're done. But there's a member thing where you can click it, and then you're like essentially donating every month. So you're locked into the contract, so to speak. And I had forgot I didn't even turn it on, and so he ended up going in and subscribing anyway. And so now I'm making T-shirts and logos, and and I made a special. There's a members only. You can make your videos so only members can see it. So I made my first one for Toby like a day ago, and I thought that was. I think it's kind of funny, and I think it's very odd because I was never planning on pushing that at all. But he just did it just to be supportive, and I was like, "Hey, rock on." And there is a lot more stuff going up, but when are you starting OnlyFans? That you should have seen me yesterday. It was so hot. I just figured screw it. I put on the bow tie, and no shirt, and I was like, Chip and Kev's dancer. And I just hung out shirtless for most of the streams because it was just too damn hot. And occasionally people do come in and try to get me to do weird things. Like someone came in not the other day, but like I would say a few weeks ago. It was like, "Hey, I'll give you a tip if you show me your feet." I'm like, all right, well, sure, rock on. It was very peculiar. Uh, I mean, I'm producing. There are 3 projects that I've been working on that aren't up there. I've been working with the new AI, like they have text to AI stuff, where you can put your picture in. So I've made like a Fair Doctor video that I'm finishing up, and it's elaborate. And the thing is with that AI software, unless you pay for it, and I can't pay for it, or I won't pay for it, you can only do like 6 seconds a day. And so I've been doing this for months. And so I got like an 8 minute piece comprised of like 6 second segments. And that's a lot of work to edit and throw together. And, and AI doesn't do what you want it to do half the time. But that's coming up. I got, we had a band play on, we were part of a band playing on at my gallery the other day. And that was really cool. It's a force multiplier. Yeah, but it makes mistakes. Like, it's neat, and it's doing some really bizarre stuff, which is kind of entertaining. But I would be very weary about letting it make all the decisions because it makes really stupid mistakes too. Well, yeah, but even when you correct it, and this is the thing, like, I've been using three. I've been using Chat GPT, and then I've been using like the little navigator friend that they give you automatically in, what is it called? Copilot. I've been using Copilot. I don't know how many times I told it, okay, this is where you find where all my albums are, and this is where you find all of my past work. Can you tell me the title of every album I've done in order? And it could not do it. It couldn't do anything beyond 10. It kept giving me a list of 10. And I'm like, I have 25 albums. List them in order. Could not do it for the life of it. It has been handy for me, in regards to, okay, I want to flesh out an idea and I don't have anyone to talk to. It's good in that regard. And the image generation, it's pretty decent with. But again, only if you can kind of, like you said, if you nudge it the right way, you can get something that you kind of want. Like the GeForce icons that I've been doing have been AI assisted, and then I bring it into my editing software and I kind of screw with it there to make it better. It's not like the old days when I used to actually do the stuff on the pad and all that. Pencil and paper? How quaint. But wait, it scares me when you start doing like, what was it, Minority Report stuff? Where it's like, we can tell if you're innocent or guilty because Chat GPT said so. I'm like, Chat GPT can't even spell Chat GPT. And yet it's going to decide the guilt or innocence of human beings. That stuff scares them out of me. See, I'm almost ashamed to say this. I learned to program in basic programming, and then I studied a little HTML, and I started getting into C plus a little bit, and then I was done. So I hadn't coded after that, but I understand that it's very good for that, for like creating games and stuff like that. It will give you a lot of stuff that you want. But I haven't utilized it that way myself. I mean, if it makes your job easier, that's great. But if all of a sudden your manager comes in and goes, well, it seems with all this AI stuff, you're working half the time. We're gonna have to fill that other half the time with more work. Well, then it sucks. So yeah, which is nice if we can keep it together. And I imagine if you're doing a paid version, I'm sure that they're more stable. I've only been using the free versions, but like I said, it was like I must have spent at least 2 hours trying to correct the Copilot, going, "No, you're connected to the internet. You could see all my albums. You just listed them all. You can't put them in order for me." And it seemed like such a simple, basic request, and they couldn't do it. And I'm like, "Yeah, Skynet ain't gonna fly. If you profit share and increase output, it's worthwhile. If it if it's working for you, I mean, that's great. The only thing I've been doing is doing more Kevin G Nicholson stuff. I'm using it to try to, speed things up. But in the end, it's kind of like I'm the one who's putting the stuff together in the end, and not enough people to do my job anyway. So work won't run out. Well, that's good. That's job security. And like I said, you're probably more clever than most human beings. I mean, how could you not? You have taste. Look where you are. As far as I know, a Visa is a credit card. I'm just I'm gonna play ignorant in regards to that front until everything calms down. I don't want to go to Guatemala. I know I'm very pale skinned, but and I don't have any tattoos, so I think I'm safe on that front. But I don't know. I think if I say the wrong thing, Guantanamo Bay for me to be waterboarded by the Canadians with maple syrup. And I hope that never comes to pass, but I've had premonitions. I looked into the scrying stone and I saw Canadians going, "Had enough, eh? Had enough, eh? Tell us the truth, eh? Sorry, eh?" And I'm like, "No, no more maple syrup. I'm gonna get diabetes." They're like, "Yeah, put insulin in it, eh? Well, you can't overdose while you're getting the insulin with it." That's all I got. All I got. Bad Canadian jokes. I'm not even drinking. Well, no, I'm drinking. I'm not even buzzed yet. It's Friday night. Over here, it's 11:23 p.m. And I'm sweating balls. You can't see it because but I have a nice sheen. It's fog is essentially, we have fog in the air, and that means the water is here. It's right in front of us. I'm surprised you can see me through the fog. Toto! Maple syrup, tablespoon, sparkling. Tell us what we want to know, eh? More maple syrup. What's a Canadian name? Is there a Canadian name? Is there like a typical Canadian name? We're gonna. I'm trying to think if there's a stereotype for Canadian men. What do you call a Mountie? We knew you have. And I don't know why I put it in that register. You know what it is? It's because it's the. It's Rick Moranis doing that role. That's what I'm thinking of. We'll take you out, eh? Don't challenge us Canadians. Well, thank you kindly. You have yourself a good night. Try not to burn that candle too quickly. Yay, lumberjacks, sweet tooths. Canadians aren't all gay, but nice buns. It was really nice to see you again, Blue, because but you are in our thoughts, and you are discussed amongst the room every now and then. Cool. Said hi, said hi, said hi, said hi. Everyone's gonna stop in at 11:30. What a strange time to get a boost. We've been in here for, how long have we been in here? We've been in here for 25 minutes. Everyone comes in just as Blue leaves. I'd be offended. Nah. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Oh, lost someone. That's all right. Trying to tuck myself into sleep with a little natty ice and trying to soothe the old nerves. Not that they really need to be soothed. I'm just trying to pretend. If I can get myself to a certain level where I can forget I'm hot. And sticky! It's hot and sticky! Oh, look at the bastard! So, we were discussing, I don't know if you know what Yankee candles are. Discuss good Yankee stuff. Well, I will discuss good Yankee stuff. There's such a thing in the United States called Yankee candles. And what they are is they're candles that you burn and they release different odors. And this candle company has all sorts of clever names for the smells that these candles produce. And sometimes it's simple, like clean linen or lilac bushes or, grapes on the vine. And then some of them are a little more metaphorical, like a child's wish. I always tried to find that candle because I always, for some sadistic reason, I always wanted to burn a child's wish. But and I was thinking, with Febreze, why don't they make Febreze underpants? You know what I mean? Like, so I can make my fart smell like a child wish. Activated charcoal underwear. Where that's it. The smell is eliminated. Right as soon as it leaves the exit, it's transformed into a scent potpourri extraordinaire. Yankee candles to soy. Well, they put soy in candles, but they smell good. And certainly, that would be a lot better than they call them fruit of the loom. Beeswax eared by Wiccan. Hey, feel it. Feel it right there. Ooh, there it is. I have to get that out. It's just because I know how noxious I can be, especially after these. The next day, around 1, 2 o'clock, you don't want to go anywhere near me. I just smell like an alcohol factory. And it's all, and it's been through the processing and all that stuff. It's very close to what I would describe as an evil smell. And I'm almost ashamed that it emanates from my person. Mother Nature can be a cruel taskmaster. Mother Nature, I adore you. Could you not make all those smells come out my butt? Mother Nature, I implore you. Relief expressions and sobering up. I don't want to sober up. I'm trying to go the other way. Mother Nature, I adore you. Oh, goodness. It's such a quiet Friday night. It's like last week this place was hopping, and like after Wednesday, it's like everyone had to go back to work or something. Neptune stars, I'm back. Getting loaded, talk politics. How about get loaded and talk happy thoughts? We'll talk about Neptune stars. The wait, what, how does that say? Rata, zaz, zaz, zaz. Rata, zaz, zaz, zaz. KBBL said hi. Uh, Brent. Damn it. One of these days I'll get it right. One of these days. Uh, Anytime I think I'm bright, someone comes in and I can never remember. Rat-a-tat-tat, zaz, 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 zaz. Where's my guitar? Hoping to go to the lake tomorrow. Which lake are you going to? I want to know. What are you gonna swim or are you just gonna go? Lake Brian. Are you gonna swim or are you just doing a picnic? Or is there something else? There's something else going on there? They're like doing skeet shooting? Don't know. Just going to go. That's right. Take the adventure. Take to the stars. That's right, Neptune. I always liked Neptune better. Because there are rings around Uranus. It's an easy one to look. I don't know. I'm almost ashamed of that one. Your cousin's birthday? Oh, even better. That's a reason to go. Celebrating another year alive with the ones that you care about. At least subtly care about. Maybe greatly. Evangelion? Her name is Evangelion. You can see she's always trying to get along with others. That's all I got. I got nothing. Nothing. Brains in Uranus. What was the was that Brian's in Uranus? And there's Supra. Hey, Supra. Now everyone starts strolling on in. Everyone's waiting till like what? Almost midnight. Well, I read that Evangeline. Really? You're so 12. Why come in at all? Just go, hi guys. You'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to be shooting. Tomorrow from like noon to 4 o'clock. I'm going to be gone. Which means I'll be doing maybe an evening stream. You better make up for this indiscretion, Supra. Neptune, read Supra the rights. Caller Evie? Well, that makes things a lot easier. That's right. That's what you call me. You call me boss. You got it. Here's another thing. Anyone ever heard the word hoss? Hey, you got it, hoss. That's like a southern thing. That's like boss, but they're just like, oh, nope, you got it, hoss. You don't need no IQ to like country music. You don't need to read or write. As long as it's clear and there's plenty of beer, we'll be playing country music every night. Pulling an all-nighter. Why are you pulling an all-nighter? You need to do it, you choose to do it. You're bored. That's a good reason. Well, if you're bored, maybe you can help me with a little challenge. Anyone in the room can do this too. Uh, I have a poll on the community tab of which icon should be selected for the G-Force T-shirts, for the logo for the G-Force, and then if there's any other of the art that I've done over the last few years that you think should end up on a T-shirt or on some other merch, I would love to hear about that. So there's a task I could throw out to you guys. A simple one is just go to the community tab and then hit the one that you like, and that's for the icons. If you want to do a little deep diving, well, then you got to find my albums, look at the covers, and go, yeah, I think that would look good on a T-shirt. I'm trying to crowdsource for information, statistics. I want to know what people like on the shirts. Yeah, because why not? If I don't ask, I won't learn nothing. Vera was in here last night, and we were in here, and a troll came in and started attacking me, and then we turned the tables and we started troll bashing, and it turned into what started out as being okay, this person's just spouting hate to like disarming, disarming an unarmed opponent. It was very entertaining. She hung out. She hung out for like at least an hour last night, and then Benito hung out with me a couple nights before that for like 3 hours while I put up pictures and showed him like stuff I'd worked on from like 15 years ago, pictures of like old productions and stuff like that, which was very neat. And he stuck through it, and he was, like he was on it. There are certain people in here I've really like grown to appreciate. Benito's one of those people because he shows up. He's like paying attention. He's playing the game. He's playing with us. And I like it when people are participants. I try to encourage that behavior. Oh, for what good it does. And I know tomorrow's gonna be a off the hook day. You're going to the lake. I'm going up north, literally. But it ain't far up north, and I get to come back here when I'm done. Pretty quickly. No gear to pack up. Well, a little gear. My gear. My gear's very light and tiny and compact. He brought an amp and, mixers, and it's like, even I really should stop doing it, but I kind of always overpack a little bit. And sometimes I'm like, I brought all this stuff and it's in the back of my car, and I never dragged it out. Because I thought maybe, and it never comes to fruition. Because there's always something going on. And I like it when things are, like to keep busy, like to be creative, like to be constructive. So that's nice. And then someone's got to poop in my cereal. Someone's got to pee in my cornflakes. Someone's gonna chuck on my chiviva. I don't even know what that last one means, but you get the gist. I don't know what gist means, but somehow I think you get the gist of that gist. It's a double gist. That sounds dirtier than I meant it to sound, and at the same time kind of titillated. Have you ever been double gist? Is that like double mint gum? You're all thinking, boy, he's stupid. It's kind of funny, though. Funny looking, funny smelling. You're bleeding? Oh. Is it that time of month? I mean, they have pads for that, right? I mean, I know it's none of my business, but you're the one who announced that there was blood in the room, and I'm gonna have to clean that up later. Did someone yell chicken jockey? Were you caught in the friendly fire of the chicken jockey explosion? And does anyone in this room get that? Even I barely get that. The only thing I really get are Chad STDs. Can't get any digital penicillin for that. What do you call it? Penicillin. It's all in the enunciation. You put the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Anyone get that? They're not even talking to me anymore. They're all playing solitaire in the background. They're going, we'll just listen to the guy drone on. That's right. Bind yourself up. Get it. You want the blood inside your body, not on the outside of your body. I mean, if you're trying to write a document, depending on how big the document is, I suppose you could use it as like ink. But then you got flaking issues, and you need like a quill if you're gonna really do it right. So you need a long feather, a little. Have I taken this way down the wrong road? Probably. Am I apologetic by that? No, not really. Am I going to keep pontificating verbally? Yes, absolutely. Will there be nudity in my life tomorrow? No, definitely not. Will there be fog? Yes, definitely fog. And probably some bad smells, but that's all right. I can fight through it. Because I know you guys got me. I know you got me emotionally. You've got my emotional back. I know you're sending prayers and good hopes from wherever you are. You're going, you know what? I wish that guy so much abundance and success and happiness that he almost gets it to the level where he takes it for granted. But he never quite does. Those are the prayers. Those are the prayers that keep us all moving forward. I'm not one for prayer. I might start to change my voice and start to talk in a sermon. When I see it, the good Lord, He knows. He knows you're trying. And He's trying to help you back. I can feel it. I can feel Him coming down. He's touching my head right now. And He's saying, you have to have faith in yourself and you got to move forward. And you got to bind your wounds. You have to put a Band-Aid on your leaky spots. And above all, you have to remember that Super is like an 11-year-old boy. And do not interact. It's interesting. I get people in here, I'm on my father's phone. No, you shouldn't be. And the fact that the father lets the 11-year-old near a place where you can go, use this credit card to get me some donuts. We're gonna Grubhub that Grubhub Dunkin' for 26,000 donuts off of Daddy's credit card. They don't get it. I mean, they're 11. I'm sure they're swell. So it's been an interesting night. What have I been? I've been going for 46 minutes. Okay, at this point, I think I'm gonna attempt to lay down. If you're still here, thank you very much for hanging out with me, listening to me pontificate. Remember those questions that I asked, G-force icons, etc., etc., etc. And I'll be back again tomorrow. Probably once in the late afternoon, and then again at 10 o'clock with the legendary Sparky, and the show will continue. So, thanks for stopping by, and the best to you.